Hi, I'm Katrina. You're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So just letting you guys know, the video I'm making right now, I actually started this video right after the entire fight card concluded, but because it was so late where I'm at, and I literally stayed up all night until the morning time to watch all these fights, I wasn't even able to finish my first video. So I stopped doing the video, went to sleep, and now I'm finishing the video right now. So the first couple of minutes you guys are about to hear right now is what I started to do right after the fight. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video. Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So after watching fights from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning, it was all worth it. This was hands down the best card we've ever seen put together. We seen heavyweights get knocked out. We seen Madrimov lose to Virgil Ortiz. Shakur knocking out Padley, getting him out of the way, and hopefully he's going to fight Javante next. The Adames versus Shiraz fight, where I thought that Adames, he clearly won that fight. Even Shiraz on corner told him he needed a knockout to win the fight going into the 12th round. And the UK commentators that was calling the fight for DAZN, they all had Adames winning the fight as well. I think the biggest surprise and the biggest fight of the night was the Madrimov versus Ortiz fight. You know, Madrimov, he made a name off of his performance against the best fighter in the world, Terence Crawford. And normally, whenever you give the best fighter in the world a very, very tough fight, a lot of people will assume that he's going to be next in line in that weight class. Meaning once Crawford left the division, a lot of us assumed that Madrimov would most likely be the best fighter at 154. But as always, styles make fights. In the sport of boxing, one of the best things about the sport is you never know what you're going to get. The reason why I was so interested in watching this fight, because we seen that Madrimov was a good technical fighter, good counterpuncher against Terence Crawford. But what we had never seen is how Madrimov would deal with a very strong, aggressive junior middleweight that applies a lot of pressure. And from the opening bell, I was a little surprised at how much respect Madrimov was showing Virgil Ortiz with the movement. Even though he was winning the rounds, I think the first 3 rounds, he won clearly. At that point, the fight, it looked like an Olympic gold medal match when it comes to the way Madrimov was sticking and moving. Within the first 3 rounds, it looked like Virgil Ortiz, he had no answer for Madrimov's foot movement. But after the 3rd round, Ortiz, he made the proper adjustments and he applied more pressure, which actually forced Madrimov to move even more, but he wasn't in position to punch back. And one of Madrimov's biggest flaws is he usually only throws 1 punch at a time, which made things even easier for Virgil Ortiz. Virgil, he did a great job of walking down Madrimov and landing some real good body shots. After the first 5 or 6 rounds, I thought for sure Madrimov was going to get knocked out. I was very surprised that he went the whole 12 rounds. In fact, he started to fight back in the later rounds, but it was a little too late, and Virgil Ortiz was still out fighting him. So after that performance, I think Virgil Ortiz is the best fighter at 154. Of course, because now Virgil Ortiz and Terence Crawford both fought Madrimov, a lot of fans are already making the comparisons. Since Virgil Ortiz, he clearly did better against Madrimov than Terence Crawford did. But the only thing that really tells us is styles make fights. Manny Pacquiao, he looked better against Ricky Hatton than Floyd Mayweather did. George Foreman, he looked better against Joe Frazier than Muhammad Ali did. Oscar Duarte, he just got a knockout win over an opponent that Keyshawn Davis didn't knock out. The only thing the Madrimov-Ortiz performance told us is Ortiz is better than Madrimov. And in fact, Ortiz is now the best fighter at 154, at least for now. We know that 154 is one of the deepest divisions in the sport of boxing, and there's always a new king, it seems like, every 6 months. It wasn't that long ago that Jermell Charlo was the undisputed champion at 154. And then after he lost to Canelo Alvarez, it started to look like Tim Tszyu might have been the best fighter at 154. Then Tim Tszyu, he loses to Fundora, gets knocked out by Murtazalayev. So Crawford fights Madrimov. Madrimov puts on the best performance. He looks like he's the best fighter at 154. And now it looks like Virgil Ortiz is the best fighter at 154. But it's going to be really interesting to see how things play out at that weight class, because there are just so many dangerous fighters in that division, so many different styles, from Fundora to Murtazalayev. You even have Charles Conwell, who's a really good fighter and a former Olympian. And even though Tim Tszyu got knocked out, he's still in the mix. So we'll see how things play out. With that being said, I'm gonna wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Decay Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodecay.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Israil Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.